Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing Ascension of the Phoenix by Jessica Piro. I'm going to warn you right now, there will be spoilers. This book you can't review on this channel without going into spoilers because the fact that it's in the fantasy genre is a spoiler. The book starts out as a modern day, modern fiction. There's nothing, no fantasy, no sci-fi, no nothing at the start of the book. The protagonist, Leila Wells, she's a detective and she's chasing down this guy named Brian Foster. He has led to the death of 14 people, and her partner, romantic and professional partner, they're trying to catch him. They've been working so hard that their police captain calls them into the office and says, "Yo, you've been working way too long. Like, just take a break. You're going out and just having a chill night." So, Layla and her partner, David, decide that they're gonna go to dinner. They're gonna get a steak at their favorite bar and just have a nice night. They go to the bar, order a drink, get 2 steaks, they're cooked perfectly. Right as they're about to take a bite of that steak, they get a call. Brian Foster's been spotted downtown at a bank/business building. They're like, well, can't have the steak, but our guy has been spotted. We gotta go. They go, they get in the building, and they're looking around. Everybody's already dead, which is Foster's MO. He kills everybody except for one person, and then as help arrives, or when he's gotten all the information he can, he just kills them. And it's really horrible, but maybe he's a serial killer. He's a 2D character in a book. Like, it happens. So, Layla and David, going against protocol, they both decide they're going to chase him down. They're not going to wait for backup and just like guard the exits, which is smart. They're going to chase him down. Foster kills David. Foster seriously wounds Layla. And Layla spends the next month recovering. She gets home. Her boyfriend's parents give her a box that they found while they were cleaning out his stuff. She goes through it and she sees the one thing no woman ever wants to see after their boyfriend has died. She sees a letter and she sees a little black box. So she braces herself and she opens the letter. She looks at it and she's like, this is vague, but it could be it. She opens the box and yep, sure enough, it's an engagement ring with a Eye of Phoenix as the centerpiece, which is this beautiful orange fiery diamond. After she's cried for 5 hours, understandably, she decides to go on a walk. And she runs into a guy named Jamal, and he is a practitioner of capoeira. He says, you want to be friends? You want to come work out at my fight ring training club? And she's like, yeah, sure, I guess. Throughout the book up until this point, we'd been hinted at that Leela really loves martial arts. She likes this one type of kung fu based off of 5 different animals. So her and Jamal become friends, they like to fight. She introduces him to the place where she learned how to fight in that style, and she likes to help out with classes, or she used to before she got busy on the force. They're having a good old time. They're doing some exhibitions, advertising for the dojo, and all of a sudden one day Jamal gets a letter from somebody named Xander asking him if he wants to come to a competition. You come to this island and you fight in pairs of 2 and the winner gets a lot of money. And he's like, if I had that money, I could go back to Jamaica. I could just take my family, leave New York, up and go. Leela, she decides to go with him after he invites her. She decides to go because she's like, you know what? I need a new adventure. I need to just get away for a while. So they go. After some discussion with Jamal's family, his wife and 2 daughters, they decide they're going to go. Why not? What do they have to lose? It's just a fight, right? It's just a tournament, right? Nothing sketchy. Nothing sketchy about a letter that appears out of the middle of nowhere. They go on a cruise ship. that takes them from Peru, it's like the southern tip of South America, somewhere near there, and takes them all the way over to off the coast of New Zealand. And while they're cruising, because it takes a while, they realize the staff know too much about them. They start asking around, and there was never like a questionnaire, never like a health screening, nothing that would lead the people running the cruise to know, oh yeah, this person's vegan, this person's vegetarian, this person wakes up at 5 a.m., this person wakes up at 3 a.m. Like, none of that. They just know. And it's weird. On the cruise, we get introduced to my least favorite characters on the book, Luke and Seamus. Luke is fine. He's a very nice gentleman who is bilingual in Japanese and English. He's doing his best, and I understood him the whole time. But Seamus is just a jerk. Like, every incorrect English pronunciation, every slight grammatical error, he is just on Luke. And I'm like, just shut up already. Yeah. Luke does eventually confront him on it, but it's just more of like it's just like a, from Seamus. Seamus is like, yeah, sure, whatever. Just rude. So they get to the island. Xander, he introduces himself and he's like, hey guys, we're gonna fight and it's gonna be fun and it's all televised, like your family can watch. And it's okay. If you've ever seen Survivor, it's like that level of showboating. So the first 2-3 weeks of the tournament go by, things aren't that bad. But then one night, I want to say like 5 days before the final fight where the winners fight in a super secret thing, Leela wakes up and there is a floating ghost of a wolf that's like got its stomach ripped open and it's golden and just, yeah. It's just floating over her bed, staring at her, and she freaks out, wakes up Jamal. He doesn't see the wolf, but he trusts her. And he's like, okay, that's cool, you're breaking down, but go back to sleep, we'll have our next fight soon. And then Leela just can't shake the feeling that she's being watched. She goes to her next fight, or maybe the fight after that, and she looks out into the crowd, and there's Brian Foster. And she's like, oh, he's here. And she tries to like turn and attack him instead of engaging in the fight, but she somehow wins anyway, and Brian just disappears. Kind of weird. So they continue on. Luke and Seamus get knocked out of the tournament, thankfully. Some new friends they made along the way get knocked out of the tournament, and it's just Jamal and Leela. Xander congratulates them, gives them a golden belt, and says, okay, are you ready for the final fight? They're like, yeah, I thought that was the final fight. And he's like, no, that wasn't the final fight. You win this next one, you will be rulers of the realm, and you'll get $4 million to split between the two of you, and then you can go home. And you'll return in 4 years, fight again if you want, defend your title or not, and it'll all be fun. And they're like, they're looking at each other because they're like, something's not right here. Well, they agree. The next day, or maybe in the next 15 minutes, I can't quite remember, they get escorted to the back of the arena, and they're there. And after a little while, they get told they can come out, and they're snaking through the underground of the arena. If you've ever worked in like concessions or like anything with football or baseball, it's like that kind of vibe, like concrete walls, metal piping, back of an arena, and nobody will look them in the eye. Everybody is tense, and they're like, what's going on here? They get to a door, and Xander's associate, Xander's like helper, is like, okay, are you sure you want to do this? And they're like, yes. Yeah, we're sure we want to do this. They step through the door. It's dead silent. The arena is like all dirt flooring, and there is an opaque bubble over the fight area. You can look up, you can see light, but you can't see anyone in the stands. You can't hear anyone. So they walk out to the center. They're looking around and there's nothing. It's real creepy. And then all of a sudden, Leela, with her detective eyes, spots a little ripple on one of the walls. She looks over, she nudges Jamal, and she's like, Jamal, you see that? And he's like, yeah. Is that the thing? Are we fighting that? The wolf steps through the ripple and transforms into what we are told is Jamal's greatest fear. He has to fight his greatest fear. And we know the fight is televised. The fighters know the fight is televised. Jamal's greatest fear is his wife's disappointment, which, that's fair, yeah. That's fair. But it's televised. And so, like, they have this interpersonal fight between each other. First with their words, and then actually with their fists and legs and, well, capoeira. It's a very dance fight. It's very pretty, but it's a fight. Jamal wins, and his wife transforms back into a wolf. And Leela, she knows it's her turn, so she's waiting. She's like, okay, transform into Foster. Transform into Foster. And like she is begging, like, come on, just transform already. Because in the back of her mind, she's beginning to realize he's not her greatest fear. Losing David again is her greatest fear. And guess what the wolf transforms into? David. And so she has to go through the whole process of being like, you're dead. I know you're dead. To him, all over again, completely public. By the way, David's parents are watching this, and I was just, no. I just could not. Like, the Luke and the Seamus thing was, like, icky. There's some scenes where it's like, oh, all the tribal people are here with their tattoos and they're living in mud huts and we get to go in a hotel. Like, there was some icky stuff of that, but this is where the book lost me. I'm like, you cannot do that to somebody publicly. You want to have your soul search in the middle of the woods where someone fights their inner demon privately where only the birds are watching. Fine. But public? Ooh, no. This book gets a 0 out of 5. And that's the first time I've done this on this channel. I cannot recommend this book. Sorry. But tune in next week and I can pretty much guarantee there'll be a book I at least rate a 4 or 5. Because like there's been no other books I've read recently that I have felt this strongly about disliking it. So, thanks for watching today, guys. I will catch you next time. Bye!